Every time.
Hey everyone, I'm Wah.
And I'm Chris, and welcome to DocuSweeties.
We are two longtime friends who discuss the riveting and sometimes trashy world of reality TV and docuseries.
Yes, but through our own lens, which is sometimes a winter funk and sometimes a spring fling, but at the end of the day, hopefully mildly sweet.
Hi. Yes, so today we have with us some amazing guests. We've got Mary Payne from Pink Shade Pod and Keisha from the Libra Lounge with Keisha. And Keisha looks a divine.
Happy Cinco de Mayo. Have a margarita today.
And Mary Payne, you look good too.
Listen, it is my sister's birthday. So if you're listening, which she's not, happy birthday, Tay. It's Cinco de Teo.
Happy
yes.
birthday, Sister Tay.
Yeah, it's a big one. She's 60.
Wow.
Oh, she's getting up there. That's right.
Mhm.
That's right. Thanks for having us, Chris and Wah. Love seeing you guys always.
Oh, absolutely. Love you too. And hello to the Bunkies. Thank you so much for having us on your show.
Yes. We are so happy to have you guys. And it's basically, as we said before we started, also the Libra Lounge, because like you are all that. And I'm a Pisces. So I'm just like your weird, fishy little sidekick. I'm basically your flounder right now.
That's a Little Mermaid reference.
Yeah. Well,
that's
funny. One an episode. It's required.
Especially if you're watching Love on the Spectrum, because they reference The Little Mermaid a lot.
My husband loves that show.
I was going to ask Keisha if you're watching it. I'm not watching it. I just don't have time, but I heard it's so good.
No, it's
I have not watched it. My husband, my stepson is autistic. So my husband watches it and he's like, Keisha, it's just so. I'm like, okay, you know what? I don't want to crawl my eyelashes. I'm not watching a damn show. Just give me the highlights.
You guys, I watched a terrible show over the weekend.
What?
So it's 4 seasons on Netflix, which is like Tina Fey, Steve Carell, like all these people. You would think it would be Will Forte. Terrible. Like slapsticky 80s sitcom-y. Like you expected Mr. Roper to come in at any minute. Like it was, the writing was bad. And I'm like, it could have been good because it's people that are my age, like in their 50s, that have been married a long time, and some are separating and getting a new girl, and then the other couples that kind of have to deal with, so it's relatable, and it's a remake of an Alan Alda film. But you guys, it's like I don't know if it's the direction or the editing or the writing. Somebody that with more knowledge than me would have to watch it. But a couple of people wrote me and were like, "Oh, thank God you said it out loud." Because I wrote it on my Instagram. I was like, I don't give a shit. This was 6 hours of my life I'm not going to get back.
Oh, why did you keep watching it?
Because then I wanted to know what happened. And I'd made my husband watch something with me. So he was forced. And it's like, at one point you see Will Forte and Tina Fey's child at college. They go back for a college weekend. The child comes up and says, "Hi, I'll see you guys later. I have to study." And they're like, "Oh, our kid doesn't want to spend time with us." Never saw her again the whole rest of the show. I was like,
oh.
Is there going to be no follow up to where that person went? Did she? I was like, ooh, I bet she dropped out of college or she's hiding a secret. No, we don't know what happened to her.
Nothing.
Crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Making it a season 2.
Terrible. Don't watch it.
They tried to shove it down my throat on Netflix, and so when Netflix does that, every time I turn it on, it's like, watch this. I'm like, I don't trust it.
Don't watch it. Don't watch it.
On Max right now, I'm being thrown Bill Maher, and I'm like, I've never watched that. This is an old show. Like, I mean, in the sense of like, I'm good for this one. This is not my also cup of tea, for whatever reason. But the streaming services are wild. They're pushing what they gotta push, honey.
Listen, I was like, I should have started watching Severance. I know everybody says I should be watching that, and I haven't watched it, so I should have watched that.
I'm watching The Righteous Gemstones. Speaking of kind of like a comedy that has like broad strokes, but I find it hilarious.
It's supposed to be great. That's like good writing, right?
Yes. Watch The Righteous Gemstones. It's wild. It's so fun.
Okay.
Never heard of it.
It's Walton Goggins. It's the guy that was on White Lotus. But I don't know, Keisha, if you ever got into White Lotus. I think it's one of those things I yelled at you about.
You did. It was one of the many things you yell at me about. But I will say this. I'm a movie person. Mary Payne knows we go to the movies almost every single Thursday. we have a throuple, not like a sexual throuple, but like a friendship throuple, and we all go to dinner and a movie. And this week we saw Thunderbolts, which if you're into Marvel and all that stuff, it's really good. They are like the Avengers can't come to save us, so we'll use these guys who are all total fucking losers, and they're gonna save the day. Really, really, really funny. Really, really good. Everyone clapped at the end. So if you're a movie person, that's the movie of the week.
Great. I want that.
Keisha, I know Keisha and her husband and their friend, they go every week to the movie. It's usually scary movies though.
So last week was a scary movie.
What'd you see?
Remember Until Dawn. It was based off of a video game. It was surprisingly really, really, really good. And if you like horror movies, it's gory, it's guts, all of that. The week before that was Sinners. You have to see Sinners. I actually want to go and see it again. So good. But if you think you're about to see a vampire movie, don't go see it because the vampires are secondary. And for no other reason at all, it's Michael B. Jordan. You see him twice. You see him with a gold tooth. You see him without a gold tooth. You see him with the blue hat on. You see him with a red hat on. It's a good movie. I know that it's going to be nominated for something. So,
Wow, you saw that?
Yeah, twice.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. And I took my scary friends, like I made my black friends go, my Minneapolis fabulous gays that are in their 50s. I made them go with me. And one of them, he's okay with scary movies. And so he was like, fine. But the other one, he was like, this was too much. And I was like,
really?
Yeah. And that's what I thought too, Keisha. I was like, it's not too much, but it was for him. He was jumping and all kinds of stuff. And I was like, damn, I was wrong. But he was like, I'm glad I saw it because now I understand all the conversation. But at the same time, I would not have seen this.
Wait, can I ask a quick question? Is the scariness comes from, and it's fine, like just like vampires going up to someone and like attacking them and then you just see blood?
No.
Okay. Because
the scariest part of the movie was the KKK. If you ask me, that was the scariest part because they like try to ambush these people, but it's not scary. It's more intense. I'll say that because you've got a small group of people.
No, I'm telling you, I took a scary person with me. He said he wouldn't go and see it. It was too much. So like,
I'm not going.
Yeah.
It's not scary.
It's not. It's not. But the scary people will find it scary.
I'm a scary person.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Oh.
What's this? Okay, I don't like scary movies. So will I like it or will I not like it?
No, you won't like it.
You're a scary person.
You're a scary person. You get scared like me.
Oh yeah, I kept thinking that I thought the scary people were people who liked scary movies. So I was confused if it was too scary for them. I get it, my loves. Honey, I'll be honest. I was like, I saw The Substance. They told me about the body gore. I saw The Substance, like I'm daft about what these, Okay.
I didn't see The Substance.
Me neither.
Okay, guys, what we're here to talk about 8 minutes in is maybe the best show ever to grace our televisions, which is Love After Lockup. Now, this is season 6. How happy were Chris and Wah when we finally got to season 6 and they stopped giving us season 5, episode 464?
Yeah. I mean, I was so confused when I was like, did they say season 6? She's like, it said season 6. And we're like, is it season 6 though?
Yes.
Because like, I get what they want to do. They're trying to wrap up the happily ever after with life after with the love after to kind of make that connection. But they did it for too long. It's like they added in but during the 90 or I get my 90 days. I get my Matt Sharps mixed up.
You got your during, your after, your before,
and your
life.
Yes. And so they try to put those all together, but because they brought in during after they had already established the other 2 franchises, it was confusing. But
we have heard that the reason they do that season 5 A, B, C, D, and then keep the numbers rolling, 1 through 58 or whether, because if they switch it from season 5 to season 6, then they have to pay people a new salary. So if you've seen them on season 5 and just Love After Lockup, and then over on season 6, they go over to Love After Lockup, Life After Lockup, then since it's a new season, they have to pay them a higher rate.
Oh so my
if they keep it in 5, they can pay them what they paid them the first time we saw them. But when they roll it to a new season, so season 6 will be going on until 2026, if I had to guess.
Wow, these bastards.
Yes, that's right.
Cheap.
Yep.
Yes.
Cheap. So this is season 6, episode 7. Don't hate the player and
Hate the game.
hate the game, girls. So we're
Mhm.
gonna start with Quiana and Damodrick.
Great.
Mm.
Oh, honey, this picks up hot. Listen, Damodrick, as we know, is having a beautiful, yummy barbecue put on by his dad, who's wearing a red shirt. Hey, Miss Tony. And this is where it's messy. And I'm going to give you some, like street information because I am deep in a Reddit forum. Okay. So
Oh.
Quiana has children as well and has a baby daddy, right? I don't know what the man's
2.
saying. Thank you.
2 kids or
Keisha.
2
Thank
baby
you, Keisha.
daddies?
2 baby daddies.
Kids.
Oh, 2 kids with 1 baby daddy.
Mhm.
Okay.
The baby daddy, and I'm so again, don't know his name, has been vocal on like Facebook and social media being like, this is wild that she's on TV. And the tea is that she like cheated on me with Damodrick, which is like the entire storyline is Damodrick cheated on her with Jawala. And they have 3 kids. 3. I mean, obviously we know this, but like, I always found that to be so wild. Like to me, I was like, right now he's cheating. Like, I feel like on her with you. Like he has 3 kids with her. Anyway, God bless. So we are hot in the middle of the fact that Quiana is upset that Damodrick, that Jawala came, that they talked at all, and that I think a series of things have happened to her in this barbecue that she is like compounded to be disrespectful. One thing that I called out was also like Tony being like, hey, is this your friend? God, your friend's cuter. I don't know why my son isn't dating her. Like she had to process all of that, then watch Damodrick like hug his baby mama and then just be like, I fuck, right?
Keisha said that that's her dad would say some shit like that.
Oh, to me, he was a stereotypical old black daddy, just talking shit the whole goddamn time and barbecuing, just cracking jokes to get her riled up a little bit. Like it's corny shit. My dad would totally say it to one of us, slap them in the back of the head, and get back on the pit. Get back on that pit.
Yeah, be quiet. But he definitely was like, I could tell a good woman when I see one. So and I'm like, sir, you can't tell a good anything when you see it. Like not a good shirt, not a good haircut. Like you don't know what is happening. So they're arguing in the streets. And she's trying to get some space from him because she knows she's about to act up in front of his peoples. And he's like, no, I need you to calm down. I need you to calm down. Can you, like, we're cool. And she's like, why did you have to give her a hug? And I think to myself, Quiana is somewhat of a toxic mother and a person. If she doesn't understand the value of her children, seeing her be cordial and like maybe hug the father of your child, like just to show respect, familial bonds, like whatever. He just got out of prison. He hasn't seen her for how long. She's been taking care of his 3 kids, X, Y, and Z.
Yeah,
and
those
so
kids don't know him. Those kids don't know him.
No.
Yeah.
And so it's just really interesting that she is like so upset about it. But I want to know more about her gang of friends. Like who are them girls that are on her side, and more about the sister who's on Jawala's side, you know?
I totally forgot about that song. And thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm going to say this. Sorry, go ahead.
No, go.
I'm a baby mama, okay? And I also had to deal with the baby mama. And I think out of just respect for your partner, you need to say, shawty, I just want you to know, baby mama gonna pull up through. She's bringing the kids. But we keep forgetting the fact that Jawala has been making all these nasty Facebook posts with dick and squirt emojis and all kinds of stuff, like really egging Quiana on. So of course I would want to fight her when I saw her, but then you got Jawala, who only has one facial expression. That's all the girls got. And I'm like, you cannot read her for anything. And to me, that's scary. Like you just don't know what's going on with her. So I think it was more uncomfortable for Quiana. You know, I mean, she's worried about the baby mama. She's worried about the heat. Her lace front is starting to lift a little bit because she's hot and sweaty. Like this is a lot going on for her. So I sympathize with her. But at the same time, it's hard to have a relationship with someone who's still trying to get with your man.
Yeah.
I want to know the timeline. Like, what's the timeline? Like, when did they first meet? When did she have her baby? And then with that person, and then when did Damodrick have his baby with? Because it's a lot of kids. 5 kids have been born between them and this drama. So, anyways, MP
Damodrick has 6 kids at age 30 years old, and 2 of those years he's in prison. So one of the kids we figured out last week when the kid came, they said it was Damodrick's stepson.
Right.
Now we have to assume that means that he just sort of took on control as a parent figure to this one child, and then they gave birth to 2 with Quiana. Those are the 3. His other 3, we don't know them. We don't know where they are. And we just found out on Reddit that Quiana had these kids. Where are the children? Where are her children?
No, we don't want to see them.
We don't think I'm happy.
No,
okay. All right. Sorry. Okay.
I'm happy not to see them. It's fine. But remember that, sorry, just to go back to one thing. Remember that juice that was called Odwalla? Odwalla?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I think of that too when I think of her name. Okay. So then we have a really beautiful scene that Wah referenced, which is, of course, when Damodrick does have like a come to Jesus moment with his dad, which I then realized that, you're right, of course, that he was just joking around with Quiana. So he's like, no, like she actually, of course, had your back the entire time. And truthfully, I'm rooting for you guys. And I'll be honest, I was like, what? Like, I was like, huh.
Yeah.
I was surprised. I wasn't expecting that. And then it gets even heightened where it was like, not only that, I have Big Mama's ring. I'm going to give you Big Mama's ring. And my brain like exploded a little bit. Like, and I mean, then I had to clean it up or whatever, but like, yeah, I think that I am a little sensitive flower. And I think that I just internalize like, oh my God, if a dad was like, you're too ugly for my son, I don't imagine a world in which like in 20 minutes he'd be like, you know what, she's the best thing possible for you. But I love that. I love to know that because I think I assign too much sensitivity to things, like, anyway. What did you guys think of that moment and the ring and, the fact that he said he has to like promise her something because of how much she's put into this?
Is that ring real? I mean, it looked pretty big.
Well,
it's too big.
It has to be. Well, but it was Big Mama's ring. So I'm assuming that was Damodrick's grandmother. And it got passed on to his dad. I mean, wouldn't it be kind of tarnished by now if it wasn't like real?
It could be silver.
Yeah.
I don't know. White gold. I don't know.
It was big. It was big for a
gorgeous.
Big Mama, from a Big Mama ring.
It was like a 4-carat square diamond.
Yeah.
It's pretty big.
Cubic zirconia.
I always think everything's fake. I always think everything's fake. Yeah.
Big Mama was Elizabeth Taylor, honey. You know what I'm saying? Just like she got this one huge diamond, like she was, I mean, I thought it was perfect. It was a perfect scene. Like it was a perfect heighten.
His dad was right too, because his dad was basically saying she held you down while you were in prison. She was good to you. She's working 2 jobs. Whatever you needed, she gave it to you. She was there with a big sign to pick you up, dropped you off at the halfway house, took you to your job. Like this is a woman that you wife up, not that hood rat over there who's doing all of these Facebook posts that are quite disgusting to me. You need to wife her up. Don't mess this up. It's basically what he's trying to tell his son.
Yeah.
But he already gonna mess it up though.
He is. He's like, you already had your turn to fuck around and do whatever, and then you went to prison. So now that we're out, we need to like just pivot and make better choices. Then we get a scene of Jawala Walla in her car driving away, and she's in the car and she's got a camera on her. And I said, why did these producers give her a camera? But here's why: so that she can say, well, if you can't trust a man, then why are you with him? And I'm like, well, Poe, you the one that you cheated on. You had 2 babies. You and him had 2 babies on her with this man. So like that's why she's upset. And she's like, but anyways, it feels like that's a lot of drama and I'm here for it. But in real life, it doesn't feel like she's here for it. In real life, she gives us nothing. She has no facial expression. She's like, she came in looking like the Scarecrow with that crazy ass outfit on that she got from like Rainbow or Strawberry or some shit. And then
Rainbow.
and then she walks away. So she's a tough typer. She's that's how she does her warfare.
Yep, internet thug.
It's such a good call out because you're right. She made it seem like she was going to go to this barbecue dressed like, I mean, fucking, like Scarlett O'Hara, like, or just like, I mean, whatever, just like the sexiest fucking thing in the whole world. And she didn't
Scarlett
do really
O'Hara.
anything. I don't know, because I know I'm just trying to like that one scene where she just goes.
Where she puts on that red dress.
I know you would know it.
Yes.
It's like it's the
She
oldest.
looks
I
so-
mean, it's very
so
Southern and
beautiful.
old of me to make this reference, and like
Yes.
I do appreciate like anyone that like will get it,
Yeah.
but she really gave us nothing. And also in this car, she's giving this soliloquy about all of this, and the audience is her children. She's talking about their dad in front of her. Like, there's obviously a GoPro for sure, but as she's talking shit, she's not on the phone with someone. There is literally her just like child in the back, like playing with whatever, just like having to hear mom just be like, how men are horrible. And later on, we're going to get a mini sharp about them. Well, I guess I'll just say it now. So basically, let me just move on, which is after that little mini scene, we then jump back to Quiana and Damodrick, and then he gets to see her home, which she has draped in blue and white. There's blue and white.
Yeah.
Petals everywhere. And it's, her house is lovely. Like, it looks very comfy and cozy. And so I'm sure and clean and everything. And so it looks very serene. I'm sure that he's just like, yes. She's however, still hot because again, she feels disrespected and she feels like he didn't do enough to like make her feel like she's the one. And again, for all the reasons why you said, and he's trying to like kind of poke at her and get her to like get over it. Now, this part is the worst editing possible. They get into bed with their day clothes from the barbecue, her blue bodycon. I mean, like right into bed. And then they're like, gonna go to bed. And then 2 hours later, they say, he steps out onto the porch in socks and jeans and calls Jawala on like a secret, whatever booty call. Then they show coming up a woman getting in blue lingerie, and we're like, holy fuck, he's gonna go to Jawala's house, and this is where she's finally gonna make the move that she said she was gonna make, where she is going to seduce the fuck out of her baby daddy with like this blue like that is what I was like, oh my god, that's what's happening. Babes, now I want to hear what you think of this.
Yeah, we didn't fall for that blue shit. No, we knew who it was. Like,
we didn't fall for that.
We didn't fall for that blue shit. That's hilarious.
No.
At first, I thought, is he a Crip? Is that why there's so much blue everywhere, or is that just his like favorite color? And she just like went overboard.
But Tony was wearing a red shirt the whole day. Like the dad was wearing a big red shirt. I mean, that's the thing I remember about the dad.
Okay, maybe blue and white was like their high school colors, and she's trying to throw it back. I don't know. But it was the editing, you're right, Chris, was so weird because we kind of opened up the scene with they're like in the bed as if they were in the bed because she had her bonnet on and everything. And then she goes in the bathroom and puts that outfit on. I was like, so they got home, got busy in their clothes. She put her bonnet on. Then she goes in the bathroom, puts the blue lingerie on, takes the bonnet off. I was like, I don't think that's the order of events.
It was the next day. So the blue outfit is the next day in the morning after she's feeling better and they're both morning breath talking to each other. And she's like, I just, really felt disrespected. And he's like, are you okay now? And she's like, yes. And then she gets up and goes and puts on this outfit. Listen, I get wanting to be sexy and like all of these things, and lingerie is sexy and hot if you're going to do a little bit of like whatever. But if we're about to get busy, I don't need anything in my way. Just let's do it.
Yeah.
Now I think lingerie is silly. I don't get it. The shit's gonna end up on the floor anyway. And I'm just I wouldn't even know how to hook that shit. Like what? This goes to this and this goes to I don't get it.
Just get naked. Unless you're gonna wear it in public and then you're doing it like as to show the man, there's some little teasing that you can do once you wear lingerie.
Well, she looked good. She looks good. Her body's banging.
Oh my god. She looked amazing. I mean,
for two kids? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Where
I haven't had two
the
kids.
children?
She looks better than me.
Where
I still got baby fat and the baby's about to be 23 in like a week and a half. So
same.
So
if we're done with them, we could move on or no?
Yeah, that's it.
All right, because we end up with her just like kind of getting on top of him in that blue outfit, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
The blues didn't match, so I don't know what that was about. So, okay. Let's move on to our throuple, which is no more throuple because Ashley, we're not going to see her no tooth mouth again. And her Julius tattoo. We're just going to see Alexis. Now, I think that Alexis must be studying to be a nurse because she's a certified nursing assistant now. So she must be studying to be a nurse. I
Yeah.
like Alexis a lot. I mean, she's not making great decisions, but I just like her. I just think she's so sweet.
Mhm.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah.
She absolutely is.
Did you guys see that they are having a to the streets again?
Mhm.
Baby shower invite posted on Facebook. Registry.
Yeah.
I think the baby is already born.
Oh, really?
Mm.
Yeah, I think the baby's already born, and I think that they are no longer together, or they're trying to trick us because they're both making TikToks about single life and
Mm.
this, and that. And she's been posting like, you could tell they're old photos before she was pregnant, but I
Uh-huh.
think that baby's here, or that's just my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
He would be so hot if he didn't have those face tattoos.
Can I also say that this is what the Reddits are saying? They're saying that
Nobody.
he fully
Oh.
has like an animatronic kind of like Furby and or like Teddy Ruxpin or Chuck E. Cheese quality to his facial movements and blinking. It's
I agree.
almost, and he displays it surely in this segment.
That's so funny, Chris.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no. She's a full adult. Like she's someone who has a future, who's like planning for her future, who wants to have money and finances and like stability, and he's not. And so I knew that this was not going to work. He seemed less motivated than like Chance. You know what I mean? Like he at least Chance pretended like he was about to do some shit and tried to do some shit and like, you know, fucked around and did some shit and then fucked some other shit up. And
He wanted to buy that limo, remember?
Yeah,
He wanted to buy that limo.
He bought that Escalade so that so the girls would know he loved them. You know what I mean? Like I feel like Julius is like he just wants her to move on, as though he didn't just disrupt everything that's going on. He's like, but I told her, and I'm like, only after she probed you. You didn't say, hey, Ashley, I'm gonna go talk to this biddy who I was lying to this whole time. One, to see what she looked like, and if she looks good, I might sleep with her. Two, if she doesn't look good, then I'm gonna tell her it doesn't work because I like what you've given me here. I like this whole situation that you've set up here, and my sister and my mother like you, so that's also another plus. She didn't do that, and so he wants to be credited for, you know, being decent a little bit. And I mean, I guess in this world, he is the more decent one. He could have lied. But yeah, I just was like, Julie, I didn't think it was going to last. He definitely is on TikTok now, going live and talking, you know, doing whatever. I want for Ashley, and this is no shade, this is just me, and we have the same skin tone. She can just give me like a little color corrector around the lip.
No, Alexis.
Yeah, sorry, Alexis.
Yeah,
just give me a little color corrector around here. Just give me a little.
I agree, because every time I see it, I'm like, why can she not put some concealer on this area, because it makes it look like she has a damn mustache. I'm like, girl,
yeah.
We have come so far. They have great colors for us now. Like you know, color match. Go to Ulta, say help. They will help you quickly. Like she's investing money for her eyelash extensions. And I also need for her to take those braids out because her edges are holding on for dear life every week. But the mustache thing, I just cannot. Why would you want to look like you have a mustache on national television?
I don't think she can see it. That's the thing. I don't think that she can see it in the way that we would see her, you know, on TV. And so that's just my PSA for Alexis, girl. Get you a little color corrector here and a little under the eyes, and then that's it. You don't need to do anything more than that.
Yeah, she looks good in her confessional talking head looks. You know, she's had some professional makeup done.
Yeah.
So we open up with them at this gaming place, and he's told her that maybe he was, I don't know, seeing somebody else. So she's like, I'm gonna need a minute. She goes and sits in her car, cries in her personal space, which is respectful, and then comes back, doesn't show him any of this. And she's like, here's the thing. I don't think I should have to share you. I think I should be the only one. And he's like, listen, You know I'm in love with you. This was just kind of a misunderstanding, and I ain't never did nothing romantic with that lady. I ain't never did nothing romantic with that lady, is what he says. And he says, she goes, well, have you ever seen her? He goes, yeah, I mean, I went and saw her yesterday.
And
she's
at that moment, she should have knocked that whole Connect Four game off that motherfucking table and left his ass there and told him, you pay for the game that we just played. But no, I don't get it. She stayed.
You're absolutely right. There's like all those Miss Vicky chips behind her, a bunch of Cracker Jacks. You know, she could have just taken that, gone back to her car, gone back to that cute house, and just been like, I just saved myself 2 years. It's hard because you see the moment, right?
Yeah.
And foresight or whatever. Hindsight is 2020, even better. And all we can do is breathe and have compassion for our friends and be like, not us though.
When she won Connect Four, she was like, Connect Four.
Bitch.
Yeah.
I was like, please connect right now. Please connect connect what's happening and let it go. Like, you know, just like, I wish you would let all the things align and realize the thing. But it's truly, the next scene is hard, very hard for me. Like, I feel like the next scene is like going to be triggering for people who have been in like weird emotionally abuse. I haven't been, thank God, but like the way that he talks to her and the way that he manipulates in her head how he should be revealed for her, or how he should be like on a pedestal. Like, it's he has such a God superiority complex, with how he deals with her, and of course he like with how he dealt with Ashley, with how he thought he was the prize and such. It's almost like a POV that I wish I had. It's like the ultimate confidence. I can't understand it.
Yeah, it's crazy because again, with the face tattoos, but he's to me, he's a good-looking guy, but just the face tattoos, I can't get past it. So
and he can't talk.
No,
he needs subtitles. It's mumble mouth.
Mumble mouth. He says, yeah, you know, I went yesterday to see her, but I let her know when I was there that I am with you, that you're my girl. And she goes, uh-huh. And he goes, I mean, I never kissed her or anything. It was just some like entertainment while I was in prison. It was just some entertainment. And she goes, but then you saw her in the real world. Yeah. And he goes, yeah, I apologize for that. Hope you can forgive me. And she just goes, I need to think about this. Like, I don't know how I feel. I don't feel good about this. And then she just, like you said, she does like, boom, Connect Four. And it's like, Connect Four, bitch. So the next scene we get with them is 3 days out of prison. So I guess this is the next day. And he's like playing Xbox like the teenager that he is. Because, you know, remember, you are still the age you are when you went into prison. So he's 19, which is the age of my son. So, and that's all my son does is he plays Xbox. So she's like, okay, I have to go because I have to study. And he goes, all right, you want to talk about like all that shit, blah, 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 blah. You mumble. And she goes, look, here's the thing. I want to trust you, but I'm not dealing with any other girls and I shouldn't have to. And so here's where she messed up, because she said, what do you think about if we shared locations? No, it should have been, I am leaving this house, so we are sharing locations. It should have been a statement.
No, it should have been, when he went and took a shower, you got his phone and you did it anyway, because his dumbass probably doesn't know how to do any of that shit yet, because he's only 3 days out of prison. Like, why would you ask him that? Like,
because she's trying to like be cordial and be nice and be like a good partner to him. But what she doesn't understand is that he has no frame of reference for what that is. Like, when she got introduced to his drunk mama, I think that she should have known that it doesn't have a frame of reference for how like people who talk civilly to each other are supposed to like move through the world. And so she's trying to have a conversation with him as somebody who is fully prepared, but he isn't. He is that 19-year-old who had a growth spurt and like is just now expected to kind of make it move. The first thing he did when he got out of prison is like drink, I don't know, whatever that was in that cup, and smoke a blunt. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it doesn't make any sense.
He's still 19 years old, you know, and so then he goes, yeah, I don't know, because like I'll have to think about that. And she's like, you know, just like everybody, like, well, if you're not going somewhere you're not supposed to be, like, why do you care? And then she says, she's like standing there with her little school books, and she's so cute to me. And she goes, I just need you to promise me that there's no other women. And he goes, duh, I promise. God, Mom, leave me alone. I'm trying to play my Xbox. And the production says, so are you talking to other women? And this is where I think we're getting that that animatronic. He's like, no.
But
No. I was like, what's wrong
He
with your
was
face?
he was so fucking high
Yeah.
when he
Is
answered
that
that
what it is?
question.
I
And I'm thinking it was like a combination of drugs. I don't think that was just weed. Like I've been
Oh.
high and eyes have never looked like that before. Like I don't know if he was drinking, he smoked something, took a Xanax, and like 5 other things because he was not there. His body was there, but he was not there at all. Like it was almost kind of scary. I'm like, are y'all gonna pick him up because he's about to fall on the floor?
Mhm.
I thought
bad.
I thought that he was they gave him an out to not admit that he's talking to men. Because he was like, I know I'm not talking to any other women.
But we've seen the pictures of him and that little another person, and so I feel like, and we've seen previews like that makes us think that he's going to be confronted in a parking lot with like all the women of his past are going to
Yeah.
all come together at once. And again, we could be being fooled. Matt Sharp once again.
You know, Matt Sharp. Well, you know, Alexis alluded to, and I think it was on the Reddit, that there was this one scene where he's like, I haven't had sex with a woman in 6 years. It should have been, I've not had sex in 6 years. But I mean, I guess you got to do what you got to do.
Listen, do what you got to do. I think
you got to do. Yeah.
I don't even think it's do what you got to do. I mean, like, you know, if that's what you like, if you like both, if you like any, if you pan, if you buy, live your life.
Do your thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do your
I
thing.
agree.
Well, that's the end of those two. There wasn't much there. I was just kind of jealous she wouldn't Connect Four because I always lose a Connect Four. I always see them. I always see the move one move too late. You know what I mean? Like, you
me too.
got me. Damn it.
Yeah, but is it that great of a feat that she won Connect Four over him? I mean, you know,
Well,
like
that's true.
most people, most pets would, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't think but I love her, but I do love her and I do want to protect her, and
too.
that's why it's annoying. And he is so untrustworthy. The fact that he throws it in her
Yeah.
face, like, you should trust me. Like, if you're not going to trust me, like, what's the point? Like, it's because you've already proven yourself untrustworthy. But that's like a huge thing that I always had with everyone ever that comes out of prison. It's like, yeah, like, what if I can't do it? It's like, well, you've already literally proven yourself to be like untrustworthy by society. So like, yes, you have to work for it. That's our just sorry about it. You have to work for it. So anyway, that's how I feel. Yeah. Who's up next, babe?
Brooke and JK. And I got to tell you guys something. We talk a lot about teeth on this show, and we've been wondering what's going on in there. We knew it was bad, but this week, unfortunately, we got a good old gander at what was actually happening in there, and it was upsetting.
I had no idea.
It was scary.
You
I
had
had
no idea?
No.
You had what?
I had no idea, and I was shooketh. I was shocked.
He talks like this, like with his lips like this, so that you couldn't see what's going on in there. And talking like this.
Well, we could still see. Like, have y'all seen that movie, The Descent, where they go in those deep caves and these? Well, his mouth looks like that deep cave. It was just, it's just bad. But we do know he got new teeth, and he looks like a whole new person. I am very happy for him because that was bad.
Just like Melissa and Louie, like fixing the teeth will just change everything for you. Your self-confidence, it'll change. Getting a job, you won't look so crazy. I mean, he does also have a face tattoo, which, by the way, walked real close to my television to try to figure out what that face tattoo is. And unfortunately for me, that was the moment that he threw his head back in laughter, and I was right up on the TV, and I got very upset. But I think it literally, looks like it says perpetual. Perpetual. Perpetual.
Well,
I'm going to need. Why are you looking at a picture trying to figure it out? Doesn't it look like perpetual? Okay, she's studying it. Okay, no.
Oh my
no,
God.
I'm sorry. I don't need the presidents. Nope.
Dead presidents.
I
Did-
thought that picture would show it, but it doesn't.
No, it was in the car because they were on the side of his face a lot when he was on the
Okay.
phone with what's her nuts
no,
at the
I missed
end.
it.
Yeah.
I missed it.
All right.
So then we pick up for them where she's like looking at him. Now, Brooke is so interesting because she looks like a little nerd, but like isn't. So then the big ass glasses that she can like feel like she can't really see out of. And, you know, she's like, well, are you still friends with females on social media? And he's like, I don't know. And then she's like, well, then I'm leaving. So she leaves in a huff and goes maybe five minutes, calls her mama. And the mother's like, turn your ass back around because I'm almost there. These boys are really excited to see him. And also I wanted the mother to say, and ain't you the one who almost got this man put back in prison because you wanted him to see your kids so bad? Like,
True.
Button it up, sis, and turn around. So she's like smoking on her vape or whatever. And so she turns back and she goes back and then she pulls him aside and she's like, can I talk to you for a second? And I will say this, as much as they've gotten into a lot of shit and JK is a little shit, that she is trying to be as clear with her words as possible. And so she is clear with some of the things that she says to him about how she's feeling. I just think that he's like, I've been out of prison for a week. Can you just fuck?
No, 2 days.
Three days.
Yeah.
He's like, can you just back the fuck up? Like, can you just give me some space? And she's not getting that. And that's the thing. I think not every woman, but I think that a lot of the people who are on the outside just don't expect the prisoner to want freedom.
Yeah.
It's so overwhelming for them. And Keisha and I talk about this a lot. It's so overwhelming for them just sometimes just being outside. We see it a lot when they go to the restaurants and they can't take all the choices, or just being outside with all the open space will sometimes trigger them a little bit. And she's just like, who are you following on Facebook? He was like, I've been in prison for 6 fucking years. I don't know who I'm following on Facebook.
Yeah.
You know, you are so right about her, Wah. She does look like a little owl nerd, and then what comes out of her mouth is just foul.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then the boys, they get there and they come out and they hug him immediately, and I'm like, oh my god, stranger danger. Oh no. But we find out that Brooke has been taking them to prison to meet him.
Sure.
And she's really desperate to give them a father, so desperate in fact that she will give them a father who they meet while is in prison. She's like, I didn't make good choices for their fathers, and so that's my fault. And I'm like, you're still making wrong choices for their stepfather.
Right.
And then talking about bringing another child into the situation. I mean, she's like checking her ovulation like right now so she can get pregnant.
It's crazy.
Yeah. Meanwhile, her mom is like obviously babysitting and helping to raise those kids, and she's fucking over it. And also, JK's mom is fucking over Brooke. But like, this is a very cute scene. When they finally he meets the kids, and they're very happy to meet JK. JK's whole family's there. It's random people like sisters. We're like, oh okay. And his mom put together an iMovie, a really cute little slideshow situation. And there's also a pic of him and Brooke when they were like super young. And everyone cries, and it's really I really like this because I think that people are human and people have stories and people make bad choices, and JK is charming, with the mouth, and listen, you can sweet talk anyone into Marla's bed, it's funny because he has a certain kind of je ne sais quoi about him. You know what I'm saying? Like, he does. Yeah, he does. He feels like at his core, he wants to be good, that he is good, that his mom trusts him, the mom loves him, that he pokes at the mom, that it feels like he wants to make things right and just, and that unfortunately, there's been roadblocks around the way. But the other thing that made me also really lean into him is this cake. So his mom is just like, you thought that slideshow was great, honey? Well, look at this goddamn cake, honey. She brings out a fucking top ramen chicken flavored cake. I
Now we don't
was so
think that
happy.
we don't think it's chicken flavored. I think that was just the decoration, but I'm sure that it's not. That's just the decoration on the
Oh
front.
yeah, it's not
No.
actually chicken flavored.
No, I mean I know it's not chicken flavored cake. It's chicken flavored top ramen. It's the orange packet of chicken flavored top ramen. Everyone knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, I think. But you
Well,
said chicken. You said chicken flavored cake, and I was concerned that you thought when you cut into it, it was going to taste like chicken.
Okay, I said that wrong.
Okay,
But that would have been like wonderful and fantastic. Mary Payne knows how I am like a whore for cake.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
I'm going to make a confession right here. For like 1 second, I thought, I wonder, is that a chicken flavored cake? Because if that is fucking bomb. And I need some of that in my life. Like by this weekend for Mother's Day, I need someone to bring me a slice of chicken flavored cake and like with a piece of fried chicken on the side to go with it. And we have a whole chicken theme thing going on. Like, yeah.
Okay.
But then I came back to my senses and I'm like, okay, it's not chicken flavored, but that would have been pretty cool if it was.
Because Keisha, I'm gonna have to kick you off this thing right now. My hand is right over the remove button, just because you can't.
You guys wait.
Don't do me like that. Don't
Crackers
do me
that
like that.
remember chicken flavored crackers. Remember chicken in a basket?
No.
Yes.
No. I know chicken biscuits. We have chicken biscuits down here. It's chicken flavored crackers.
Crackers. They're called like chick biscuits. Chicken in a biscuit.
Yes.
You both. Yeah, I thought it was called like chicken in a basket or something.
It's biscuit.
No, it's biscuit.
But it's spelled like Bisket.
It doesn't
right,
exist.
Keisha?
I don't think it exists anymore. But like I always
Oh,
knew about
they
those
do.
things.
Yeah.
They
You can get
do.
those.
Not in LA.
No, not in LA.
I'm in Texas. You can get
Keisha, you're in
anything
Texas.
here. I'm in Texas. So yeah, we just had a box of those. My nephew ate the last of them. I'm like, you a fucker.
I loved them. I like chicken flavored carb products. You know, that's why I could chicken cookies, honey. I could see it, you know.
You know what?
Chris, let's talk after the show.
Let me pivot this conversation back to Diane, who is Brooke's mother. What's her name? Brooke? Yeah, Brooke's mother. Okay. Listen, I understand not wanting to take care of your grandchildren so that your daughter can go off and be with a felon. But the way she's acting like she got her own life to live, I'm sorry. You're a grandmother. Mary Payne, you tell me, because also Keisha, I don't know. Do you not feel that when your children have children that it is your job to take care of them?
When I want to.
Yeah, I'd like it to be scheduled. And if it's going to be 2 days, it needs to be 2 days. It doesn't need to stretch to 4. Just 2 days might be my limit.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. Like, I'm in no hurry to become a grandmother. But when I do, I want to love them, spoil them. But I need for them to live in their own house with their parents. This weekend, I'll get them. I'm going to take them to the zoo, sugar them up, and then drop them back off. But this woman has had these kids for 10 days.
10?
It seems like. It seems like it's been 10 days.
Yeah, that's the way she's acting. It's not that long. I don't know. I'm kind of a little bit like, it's my parents' job to like. I think my sister thinks the same way too. That we're kind of like
that woman keeps those kids a lot though.
Yeah.
Okay, then that would make sense because she talks about it as though like these aren't my kids. I'm blah 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 blah. And I'm like,
she's sick of Brooke's shit, is what it is. She's
Yeah.
sick of it. She makes bad decisions, and she's making
That's
a
good.
third bad decision with a third bad man.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
And she's also got other kids because remember that little baby she brought?
Yep.
The first episode. Yeah, that was a
Mhm.
grandbaby too. So I can see it. You know, at some point you want to like be done with it. But I'm like, well, you know, we all make choices to have children when we have them. So she then is like trying to be all up in the house with JK. And JK's, let me just go back to JK's mother real quick too. She's also wearing a shirt that says Belize. And I clocked it because my dad's from Belize. And I was like, she been to Belize? Oh.
No.
No.
That's what I thought too. I was like, you ain't been to Belize. Who gave you that shirt? But she's tired of Brooke because Brooke wants to hang out there. She's like, Brooke, I need Brooke to take her ass home. Like she got kids and I would like to hang out with my kid and Marla without Brooke, who is just up his ass. And so she's over and I'm like, I am on that mother's side 100%.
Yeah.
Whatever she wants, she's golden to me. She can get it. So there's the day. Go ahead.
I just thought it was so wild because Brooke literally is like, I want to move here. Can't we just me? I'm like, can I just live in with you guys for a little bit? And I was like, wait, and your 2 kids? Wait,
Where?
Yeah.
Where?
okay, Brooke,
Yeah.
you think that you are going to move your 2 kids into this home with him and his mom and Marla? And you're not going to even ask anyone, and you're going to be like, why can't I? What?
So
I mean, I
spaced.
literally, she scares me a little. Then I was like, oh, Jesus. I mean, maybe this is why the next scene we talk about her trauma, I guess, because it really has to be explained why she just vacillates in between panic choice after panic choice that doesn't seem grounded in a sense of logic and reason, you know?
Mm,
Yeah.
mhm.
Because, yeah, she's like wanting that. And of course, yeah, JK's mom is like, get her out of here. She like is up your
Yeah.
ass. It's been 2 days. You can't breathe, you know, like, and
Yeah.
she's right. And JK
Yeah, she's
knows it.
100% right.
Mhm.
Like,
yeah.
he just got out. He hasn't even had time to like really spend time with his mom.
Mm.
And you can tell that he's a mama's boy, and she just drools all over him. She loves her son, and she wants to spend, like, maybe there's conversations they want to have with one another that they don't want Brooke, you know, breathing down their necks while they're talking. I mean, she may want to ask her son, like, how do you feel? Yes, exactly. How do you feel? You know, what are your goals? Or I don't know, what do you want to have for dinner tomorrow? Like anything. Brooke needs to take her ass
Talk
home.
woman.
This man doesn't even have a bedroom, and you're talking about moving in like her and her kids. Like, huh? What
Yeah.
are we gonna put bunk
Stupid.
beds at Mahler's room? Like,
Mhm.
we're gonna move the piss pan outside the door to make room for another bed? Like,
Yeah.
she's weird.
Yeah. Brooke over there eating up all them chips is what's happening.
I told you about those chips, Keisha. Did you see them this week?
No.
All those chips that are behind, and it is an entire shelving unit filled with potato chips. So many chips.
Look, I still have not seen it, but I don't need to see those chips, because then that will make me think that I need to go out and eat 20 bags of chips.
so many chips.
I'm just that kind of person. I see something on TV, I'm like, ooh, I need that too. And the next day I would have gained like 10
You
pounds.
see
So
crumbs all around you. You just wake up with crumbs everywhere.
well, no, Mary Payne knows this. Like, I take a trazodone at nighttime, and 11:30 comes, I turn into a gremlin, and the next morning I wake up, I've got like a Pop-Tart wrapper stuck to my face. There's crumbs all around. Jay's like, what the hell did you eat? Like, I just totally black out and forget what I eat. So yeah, I'm that person. I'll have chicken, cake, crumbs all in the bed.
chick biscuits. Chick biscuits.
Lucky. That's how I was making that bed with you, honey. Just like as close as just as close as Brooke is. Just it's funny because JK knows that of course his mom is right, and so JK is like, look, we got to work together, but you're gonna have to give me some money. And the mom's like, is it fucking for drugs? And JK's like, no. JK is sweating a lot in this scene, but I think it's just hot in the house. But the money is to get to like go on a date with Brooke, but to butter her up, to make her feel good and secure so that she'll leave. You know what I'm saying? Because she wants to, like, as I said, move in, and she wants to be there so much because she's like desperate for him not to cheat on her, and feels like the moment that she's not there to like look at him through her glasses, he will cheat on her. And so they go to this putt-putt place.
Yeah.
You know?
Cute.
And this putt-putt place looks better than the gaming scene that we had between Alexis or the game room scene between Alexis and Julius, where at least it felt like a normal place. And listen, JK knows how to get to Brooke. He's like, you know what? The boys would love this fucking place. We should bring back the boys. Brooke's like, pink, pink. And, you know, he's like, you know, I just want to say, like, I get that it's been hard to like find a masculine like role model for the kids, and they haven't really had that. And I get that there's probably been like some situations in my life where I haven't got it, and I really wish I did. So like, to remedy the hole in my life, I mean, this is kind of like what he says, to remedy this, like, I really want to be there for your sons. And she's like very much taken aback. And then he like kind of calls her out that like she would be somewhat triggered, or like it'd be hard for her to like hear that because of her abandonment issues. And then she really just like breaks down and can't deal, you know, and it's a really sad scene.
But it's like, even when we break up, it's not the when.
Yes.
It's just it's not if, it's when. Even when we break up,
Yeah.
which we know is coming, I still want to be there for them. Now, I'd like to do a check back on that about a year later and see
Me too.
how's doing with that.
How the new girlfriend
Likes
or
that.
new baby mama is gonna
Uh-huh.
like him going fishing with these two randos that she doesn't know, and ex-girlfriend and all that stuff. So it's a lot to promise, and I don't know why he would, but it's still jail talk. I think he's still in jail talk mode.
Yes.
So yeah, she's just at the point where she says she blames herself for not having the dad in their lives because she didn't choose men well, and other boyfriends have lied to her in the past. And I'm like, he's lying too, or he's not, not lying, but he's like, he thinks he's going to do, he's not going to be able to do it. And that she doesn't have any, she has insecurities and trust issues because of it. He tries to low-key diagnose her. It's like, oh, it's because of your dad. And she's like,
Girl, when he did that, I was like, he is doing way too much. Like, I know you were in prison, but I know you were not studying psychology while you were in there. Like, you are not about to sit here in this putt-putt place and do a full diagnosis on me. Yeah.
That's like, he turned into John from Last Resort. Like, well, your dad was a truck driver. So what was that like when he would leave for lots of, she's just like, yeah, poor. I love that call for sure.
So then he follows Brooke to Brooke's home in order to give her even more peace of mind. So he gets that full hour alone. I wonder if she calls him and like makes him sit on the phone with her the whole time that they're like driving that hour. She did. So then they get to the house and the boys are really excited to see him. He gets real fucking comfortable on that couch. I'm always clocking how people behave in other people's houses, and I'm like, why is it that some folks just get real comfortable on folks' couches?
He went all the way back to spread those legs out. It was like, this is a deep couch. I'm getting all the way back in here.
Yeah.
You're right.
He's known, like, they've known each other, their families, though, for a long ass time,
Yeah.
Well, my question was, where was Sister Wife Bonnie at?
Where was Bonnie?
Where was Bonnie? Like, are we just done with but because Bonnie lives there?
Yeah, and also, is that her bed that y'all are sitting on? I think her bed is the couch.
Oh, it might be.
Who's Bonnie?
Bonnie is his best friend that also was friends with that other girl he was dating, Alexa, and then Bonnie moved in with Brooke.
Well, not just that. She lived with Alex first.
Yeah.
Until she was doing telephone and telling JK that Alex was having sex with other men. So I'm sure that pissed Alex off. And then he called Brooke and said, hey, so my maybe girlfriend who I may have sex with sometimes because she's lonely, I need her to come and live with you now. So where is
Bonnie? You're right.
Bad storytelling, bad editing. You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then JK has a conversation with the boys, tells them that once he gets the anklet off, he's going to roam around and take them fishing and shit. And like, it's too much. I was like, why'd you tell them that? You don't know you're going to be able to do any of that shit. Yeah. Then he goes, he's like, can I talk to you, to the mom? I think he actually does what every convict needs to do, is go and talk to the people who loves the person that they're with and like try to ease their stress or, worry about him. So then goes to the mom. And then like starts to talk to the mom about Brooke's insecurities and how she's behaving. And the mom is like, ding, 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 ding. You're absolutely correct. And they seemingly have a good conversation. But what the mother really wants to impart is like, I'm not taking care of these motherfucking kids another day.
She was like, he says he's going to take care of them even after they break up, which we all know is coming. He says he's going to keep up with the boys and everything, but it'll be interesting. Brooke may not allow him to do that. I was like, he's not going to do it. So it really doesn't matter.
He's not, I mean, he can't. First of all, he's still on an ankle monitor. He has no car. So how's he going to pick him up and take him fishing? He has no job. And I think the top 3 things on his list should be getting a job, getting Medicaid to possibly help with his teeth, and moving out of Marla's room. So right there, he doesn't need to worry about a girlfriend, kids that are not his. Top 3, focus is what he needs to be doing right now.
Yeah. Well, I hope he's doing okay, because I do think we got tricked where we saw from the previews, we saw Brooke with the pregnancy tests and stuff. And then she was posting online pictures of herself at like a baby shower with somebody else's baby. We're like, oh my God, she had a baby.
Yeah.
But we were tricked. That wasn't true.
Yeah.
Wasn't true.
It's an interesting thing because he really does like, have a conversation with the mom and like, like is obviously there and has like done so many good works to like, make her happy. And then it's that kind of like tragedy thing that Love After Lockup does, which is like kind of get our hopes up and then give us a scene right after where we're like, oh, fuck, which is he leaves and then he calls Alex and is like, hey, let's like meet up. And we're like, why? And Alex is like, love you at the end. And he's like, I know you do. And we were like,
and that's when we got the shot of the mouth hole. Because he was smiling. He was smiling. He was smiling so big. He was like, ah. I was like, oh no, don't do that.
Well, Mary Payne knows there's this thing we call the Keisha plan. I think he's doing the right things. You need to give these people 3 to 6 months, maybe a year, to dick around, party it up, snort it up, whatever they got to do, get all of that shit out of their system. Then, if you're still talking, the birdie comes back home after you've set the birdie free. If they come back home, then you start working on these things. So, yeah, he's been locked up for 6 years. He want to be a hoe. 6 years, that's not time. He want to be a hoe a little bit. I mean, I would want to be a hoe if I was locked up for 6 years, personally. Well,
and he gets a new set of Florians, in his mouth, and he's going to want to show off them Florians,
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
Oh my God.
His look a little bit better than Florians, because Florians are just like, oh, jump scare.
I love him. And I hate him. We're going to move on to Brooklyn and Brian. And I haven't had a chance to talk about Brian yet because I was out last week. And Keisha and Kimberly covered this for me. Brian, what's he on? Because he is not holding those eyes aloft for long before they're rolling back just quite a bit.
Marijuana.
If I had to live in Brooklyn's dirty ass house, I would be high all the time too.
Keisha, you saw the door? Did you see the door, Keisha?
Comment. Can you please get some comments? Scrub the damn door.
Jesus Christ.
What was that from though? Just like kids putting their hands on?
Everybody.
I don't know. It was horrible.
Our magical
then
race are really
her bedroom's dirty. Just everything just looked bad. And it's just her and her little girl that live there.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
I don't get it either.
You guys, he's mark my words, he's on something that's not marijuana because he's doing a little bit of a eye rolling, nodding off a little bit.
Well, he's on the same thing that Julie was on during that that little interview. They were both doing the same thing.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like Julius has like a little more jaw tension than Brian, but I don't know. Maybe that's just his. I don't know. There's a little more like that kind of like.
He's got an underbite a little bit, Julius.
Yeah,
I'm gonna tell you what I love though.
Okay,
it's a different locales in Southern California. I don't get to see the view of this. They're in this like gorgeous wooden house on this deck in this backyard, and there's just all of these like super green trees. It looks very different from California. It's a kind of, I mean, I think that the view of where they're having this barbecue is like absolutely beautiful. I mean, granted, our house is dirty, but what I'm talking about is this outside barbecue area. Now, Brian and Jeezer, who of course is her brother Jermaine, are going to talk.
Jeezer, come here. Jeezer.
I loved it too. At first I was like, is it Geezer? And they're no, like it's just Jeez. Yeah. Jeez. I'm like, what do you call ask Jeeves? No, I'm just kidding. But we get this a lot, and we get this conversation in almost every Matt Sharp production, which is, what are your intentions with my loved one? The 90-Day Fiance, da. And everyone has different reactions to how to deal with that, because it's a pointed question and it's an inquisitive question and it puts someone on the spot. And, like oftentimes people don't want to be put on the spot. And oftentimes, people feel like people's reaction to that is differently. Now, Brian's reaction to it is immediate defensiveness to
Mhm.
me.
Mhm.
In this, why should I be questioned? Don't come at me this kind of way. This, your tone, you shouldn't be so like, you shouldn't be so easy to, I guess, disrespect me is like his idea of it. And the truth is I kind of see both sides. Like it is a person, like it's a weird way to ask someone something, and you have to be like clean about how you word it. And I would say that Jeezer didn't like word it in a way that would be what I would think an effective way to get an answer from someone like Brian. What do you guys think?
He was also smiling the whole time as if he was, you know what I mean? He was doing that smile talking like, what are you going to do? Like couldn't keep his, like, oh, the cameras are on me. I'm supposed to do this. Kind of a little
Yeah.
fake to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess I just am like, I don't understand. I guess I don't have as much grace for the felon. I feel like they have to come out and prove it. They just do. And if you don't think that you should have to prove that to anyone, then I'm like, who are your peoples? What's your upbringing? Because you have to understand that folks have family, and those families are going to want to know. He says, you're in here with my sister and my niece. Like, you could be a child molester. He didn't say that, but that's what I was thinking. You could be anything. Like, can you tell me like what you're going to do? Because these are the women that I have to take care of in my life. And it's important for you to explain to me, or at least like show a sense of being able to do something. But even before this happened, you guys, when we were on that beautiful deck in like what looks like a spring summer situation in Columbus, Ohio, we have a man on the grill who most likely hasn't grilled ever. Now,
Not the way those burgers were burning.
It was like he put frozen burgers on the grill, but the grill was too hot. And so the outside got charred. And I know the inside of them was still frozen. And as somebody whose father is a pit father, like my dad is a grill master. He has so many different types of grill in the backyard. He will open up and bust them out for any occasion. If I were to be like, hey, Dad, I'm going to go buy some hot dogs. He's like, grill? And I'm like, yeah. And so like, if I'm like, Stater Brothers has ribs on sale. He's like, grill? And I'm like, absolutely. So like, he's ready and willing to go at any moment. And so I know it's harder than what it looks, because when I've tried to be like, oh, my dad grills, I know how to do this.
It's hard.
No, it's not easy.
No, I don't. So them burnt ass burgers. And then his people's coming around to the house to say hello and how you doing to him and such. So it's supposed to be this joyous moment. And instead of him just being like, yeah, man, I know you're looking out for your sister, he's like, I don't understand what that has to do with you. And I'm like, Brian, you don't know that Jeezer can make your life a living hell? You don't know that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like people who don't understand familial bonds are weird to me. Go ahead.
Well, all I know is that Jeezer is petty as hell, because he said, so when you get a job, we're going to have a barbecue for that too. What?
Yeah.
Jeezer, stop, Jeezer.
Yeah. Jeezer said, are you going to eat off her? Jeezer didn't say, oh, I just want to make sure that you are taking good care of my sister and my niece and make sure that we're going over the plans right. He was like, are you going to get a job? Are you going to eat off her? And so like, unfortunately, Brian was like, all right, well, let's set some ground rules. You're just meeting me. That's not how you talk to me. It's never going to be how you talk to me. I'm not going to even grace it. But here's the thing. You're right. He does have to prove something. So it's like, you would need to say what I just said and then be like, just so you know, my intent is to love your sister and be with her until I possibly can. And I, not for you, but for me and, our relationship, I plan on getting, a job the minute I can. And that's all I can say to you at this moment. And later you'll see, my behavior, and you don't have to ask those kind of questions. But I think there's like, now this is whatever. This is my perfect way of getting through the scene. It doesn't happen though. It is a power struggle conversation with, you don't know me, you are assuming things, and Brooklyn must be hearing it, or obviously she knows she's being filmed. So she comes honey in and she kapoots it. She puts a kibosh on it. She like pours water on this bubbling fire. She's like, absolutely fucking not. Like, not in my kitchen, not at this gorgeous party. And she wants things to work. She is obsessed with Brian.
Yeah.
She also enjoys a half sweater that comes just above the boobie.
I mean,
and she got too much boobie for that. And here's the thing,
it's like a Winnie the Pooh sweater.
Not Winnie the Pooh sweater, Mary Payne.
It looks like it shrunk. Like her grandma gave her a fully knitted
Shrunk.
sweater and she put it in the dryer and it just shrunk.
That's true too. So everyone keeps talking about Quiana's wig. Okay.
Okay.
And for me, I'm like, are you motherfuckers blind? Do y'all not see this synthetic wig that this girl has on that has a part that you can't part anywhere else? It's a permanent part with a 90 in vogue swoop behind her ear. What about that? Like, Quiana just is having issues with the lace, but the wig itself looks good. This is a fucking mess. Every single week, it's just bad.
And
bad.
You have a trust fund and you'd have that bad wig? I don't understand.
Girl, that trust fund must be done ran out because that is horrible. But no one has said anything about it.
We are.
Oh, thank you. Yes,
the trust fund is interesting. Like even with Geezer, you know, like he's wearing this black hoodie for this thing, and it's at first like it looks like it's covered in white lint. Where I'm like, babe, is that dandruff?
It is.
No, it was covered. It's like lint bally thing.
Yeah. Dirty. It's dirty. They're dirt.
Yeah.
It's a dirty situation. I don't know. Maybe he sat on the furniture and he collected some dirt. I don't know.
It took me it was so much though that I was like, that's the pattern. You know, just like I'm like, that's the pattern. Like it's a Starry Night kind of like sweatshirt. And it was just like white stuff, you know, on the top, you know,
I
and
noticed
like
it too.
down.
Yes.
I know, I noticed that too, made me upset. Because the other thing is like, you can't, I mean, it's hard when you come at someone with any sort of judgment in your voice, because then unfortunately, like you're pointing a finger and then we're all the other fingers like being like, well, what's also happening with you, boo? And we're like, oh, is it snowing there? Like, is like, what is it snowing that it's not melting? Is that like, I just need to know what it is. Cause like, I don't know. Again, I'm from Southern California. I don't know what happens there. But yeah, like, so obviously here's the other thing. Now Brooklyn has come in. This is a weird power struggle between her brother and Brian. Brian's not having it. And she's like, well, here's the thing. If you weren't having that, you're not going to have what also, that was just the teaser for what really it is, which is that you have to kowtail or whatever. You have to bow down and kiss the feet of my dad. And I mean, you have to. This is like not a fucking question. Like, you are coming with the energy that you are subservient to my dad because this is my father and you're living here. So is that what's happening or not? You know, and he like doesn't want to do it, but she's like, that's what it's going to be. And Brian, again, has no energy, the lowest energy possible. She knows she has to like hype him up for this.
Yeah. But then dad walked in. Yeah. Dad walked in with a clearance Temu outfit from the men's department of Temu, head to toe. I was like, okay, old school. I see you.
Yeah.
Like, what is going on right here?
It was 2003. That's what it was. It was the year 2003, and Nelly had an album out, and he was dressing like
his first album.
Yeah, it was like country grammar. It was country grammar.
Yes, yes.
Like, it was a lot of blue happening, and I thought to myself, do they have Crips in?
I'm starting to think if you want to be on a Matt Sharp show, you need to be a Crip at this point.
Yeah, I'm like, do they have Crips there? You know, being from Southern California, I cannot see someone in all red or all blue without being like, is this gang affiliation? And so, yeah, that's why I was like, oh, what's that? And then he sits down, and I think he's going to like kind of come with the same energy as Terry, that is Damodrick's dad. And he's like, well, she's grown. I'm like, no, don't go with the she's grown. Like, step up. Let this Negro know that he can't come over here playing in his daughter's face, or he's about to, you know, he's like, damn, he's the first thing, he has a big ass plate of food.
So much food.
And he's like, and I'm like, are they going to show this man eating? No. So this is a long ass conversation, because by the end of the conversation, the plate is empty. So he's like, damn. He's like, how long was you in? What'd you do? You know, he says the technical term, and the dad was like, so you was stealing? And he was like, yeah. And then the dad was like, how long was you gone for? He's like, 6 years. Dad's like, damn. Yeah. he's like, well, you got that shit on your leg, so you're still in, huh? Can't go nowhere. Can't go past the mailbox, huh? Yeah. He's like, well, okay, well, y'all grown. Just want to make sure you do the right thing for my daughter, and like blah blah blah. And I was just like, oh my gosh, this is like an older cousin.
Appreciated it. I kind of appreciated how his dad carried that conversation, because Brooke ain't gonna do what the fuck she want to do anyway, and he knows this. He was like, my daughter walks around with a synthetic wig on. This bitch gonna do what she want to do no matter what. So I appreciate that he did ask questions. He wasn't being very judgmental. He was almost, it seemed like maybe daddy had spent some time in prison, because it was a little bit more like a relatable conversation to me. And really, he's like, I'm only down here because, as Mary Payne would say, an Amazon gift card, barbecue, a little bit of drink, and that's it. Then I'm rolling out so I can go back to Temu and order me some more outfits. I mean, that's all I'm here for.
Yeah,
y'all grown. She already drinking fertility tea. She got you drinking fertility tea. Maybe you can help her clean this motherfucking house up. Like, you know,
number one.
Yeah, his hat says creatively guided, and I did have to like find out what it said because the font was so curly, and I was like, what is it? One other thing that we talk, like, not to like harp on this, but I found it so interesting. You're right. He's sitting on a low couch with no table in front of him, and it's a carpet, and he has a huge plate of food and a plastic glass of bubbly. And I literally, and a fork on the plate. It's not in his hand. And I was like, how the fuck are you going to eat? How are you eat? Like, how are you like, how are you doing it? You know, but he does, you know, like, is he putting the, like, in my mind, I'm like, okay, is he putting, and we're not seeing the champagne on the carpet and somehow it's not falling? Because I can see that on the side of the couch, but in the fucking side back is a side table. It'd be so awkward for the man, and he wouldn't be able to do it to like get it there, but he somehow makes it work. And I also feel like the approach to this conversation was like, look, you can promise whatever the fuck you can promise, but we both know none of it makes a sense. You're still in prison. You can't even go. So like past the mailbox, which is low key kind of what the brother wanted to say, but it was done in this way that was like, there's almost no reason for us to talk about it yet. But I want you to know I'm here. And we're here, and it's not going to, you know, we're watching. We want the best, but we're not going to make you promise anything, because the reality is you're fucking still in prison. And he's like, thank you. Cannot thank you, but yeah, you know, and it's like, I appreciated that thing, but yeah, how the champagne, like, how, I was like,
girl, let me just correct you. It's not champagne. It's like sparkling Moscato or some bullshit. It's like Stella Rossi sparkling.
I knew it wasn't
nonsense.
from the champagne region.
I thought it was beer.
And then
I knew it wasn't from the champagne region.
Great. It's not even close to that. It's some bullshit that they got from the liquor store. Okay. 1, 2. Let me tell you, Black people will sometimes won't have a table. And so you do have to just kind of make it work with your lap. And so I knew what he was doing. We'll have cookouts with near a table. The only table is the dining room table, and that's where all big mamas is sitting. There is no table. The men's is outside in a lawn chair, holding it together on their laps, making it work.
It's true. I've witnessed it many a times.
He's seasoned and practiced and how to have a conversation. But boy, did that man eat all that food. And it was like mashed potatoes, potato salad. It was chicken. It was everything. I said, is the plate clean? That's crazy.
But I think his point is valid. Like, we don't really know how this is going to go until you're off the tether. Once you're off tether, then we're going to see how far away from the mailbox you're going to run, how far past the mailbox you're going to go, or how many girls you're going to have in the house when you can only go to the mailbox. So I think we don't know. And I will once again say, Brian's on something. That's what I have to say about that. If we're done with them, we can move on to Will and Courtnee. You have to say it that way. Anybody on the Reddit, since you sleuths over there, Chris and Keisha on the Reddit, any information about the scar heard around the world on her forehead?
Just everyone's asking what I saw. The funniest thing, someone said, does anyone know what that scar is on our head? And someone goes, we watching the same motherfucking show you watching. We're wondering the same thing too. What we're supposed to know.
That Facebook group, they get so savage in that Facebook group. They are so mean in that group.
They are.
What's it called? It's called like Love After Lockup, like Uncensored or something. You guys, it is the meanest Facebook group. That poor person probably was just like, oh, maybe I missed something. And they will just rip you to shreds for asking a question. It's
It is
wild.
not safe on there. And let me tell you, Mary Payne and I could be snarky, shit talking bitches. We don't say shit in that group because they will pounce on you and have you saying our father's in a corner, like asking for forgiveness. Like they just don't care at all over there. And that's exactly where I saw
That's where you saw it. Yeah.
But it's
yeah.
the group is funny, but I've not seen anyone who knows what that scar, vein, whatever it is.
It's not a
I don't
vein.
know.
So, all right. So last night he tells us, last night was awesome. Yeah. We had like 3.5 hours together and 2.5 were spent in the bed and don't touch the couch. Definitely don't. The chair is safe, but over here is not safe. All the jizz all over the room. All of the room. And he says, yeah, we're going to get married today. We're here at this Hampton Inn. They have a wine cellar here in the hotel. We got an officiant. And, this girl I've known for 6 months and seen in person for a total of 3 hours is my best friend in the world. Now we can live together and be together forever and get around that interstate compact.
Yes.
Thoughts on Will in general? Chris and Wah.
I need backstory for Will. I need Will's friends or mom or brother. I need someone to right the ship of who this person is in my mind. He says some interesting things. A year ago, I couldn't imagine I'd be like this now. I'm like, well, what the fuck? He obviously had some addiction issues. I mean, I know we like saying this person and that person's on drugs or whatnot, but Will, in his confessionals, talk about concealer, has such intense eyes, like, okay, what does he have? I don't even know. He has
It's like
discolored
out
eye sockets.
Yes,
in such a way.
And the lips.
And the lips are so
like
red.
So red.
What I don't it to me it just looks like that he is fucking exhausted, but like he doesn't sleep that well, or that he sometimes, to me, I'm like, are you like just a very functional something dink bing bum 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 boom. Like there's there's people that are like functioning addicts of things that for some reason you can somehow manage in certain ways, like teachers and stuff. You don't always manage it. Like you fall asleep sometimes, but
Brian.
I don't know what it is, but like, yeah, like he seems wild. I don't understand why this is like the best thing ever. Like he seems to be completely obsessed with Courtnee, and I'm not saying that she's not a lovely lady, but it's like, I mean, every moment of her that he is just like she's Megan Fox in every moment. Like, I can't.
Yeah.
There's something that I'm missing about who he is where I don't get it. Like, where I'm like,
and he's
is
like,
he gay? He just needs to have a wife immediately. Like, it doesn't seem real.
No, I think he hasn't had the love of a woman in quite some time. And he found this gal who is, objectively very attractive. Courtney. She's funny. She has good personality. I mean, yes. Did she steal several hundred cars? Sure. But it's wild. His look is wild. And it is a look of exhaustion. But also we have to remember they're in the Portland, Seattle area where they don't get a lot of sun. So I have to wonder too, if he's got like a vitamin D deficiency.
He doesn't live there. He lives in California.
I thought he lived in Seattle. Oh, no, wait. You're right. They're in Portland. Mom lives in Seattle. She's not allowed to go back to Washington State. They're in Portland. But you're right. He lives like in San Francisco or something. Damn it. There's my theory. All right. I don't know what's wrong.
No, it's still cloudy in Northern California. So.
Yeah. But he's I feel like he's just a computer nerd, spends a lot of time tippity tapping on the computer. So she's in the car and she's telling production she's going to go with her mom, Susie, to pick out a wedding dress. So Will and mom meet up with Courtney separately. Now, did Courtney have to go to a halfway house? I can't remember.
Yeah. Yes, she did.
So they
and she liked it, by the way. She was like, wasn't that bad?
Well, wasn't terrible. Yeah. They meet in some sort of hippy dippy secondhand store, which looks like a store I'd have a great time in, but not where I'd be searching for a cocktail dress, a wedding dress. I would look for a dress for Burning Man or Coachella at this store. I would not be looking for a wedding dress at this store.
Oh, it was a knick-knack paddywhack store. I mean, like I literally, it's like one of those stores where like they sell like, oh, it's an emergency bridal bag where you
Yeah.
have like,
Yeah.
like some weird chapstick and some like dumb pin. It's just like one of those. There's some cards there. Like you can get one of those like squashmallows. Like it's that kind of place. Like there's maybe one little like bad like adult aisle, but like for some reason, this is the only option in the entire galaxy, as well as the only option in her life is to get married tomorrow because her mom needs to be there for whatever reason. That's happening. And so if that is the supposed truth, the supposed truth is also this is the only place in the entire world that could possibly give her a garment to wear for later on.
It's so ridiculous. I mean, she could have gone to Kohl's or TJ Maxx and found something better.
They couldn't film there, guys.
That's true.
And they're in this little small quaint town. And so, that's the problem.
Okay.
But I also, when you're ready, call me in so we could talk about her actual ideal wedding.
Okay. So in the talking head, her mother cries and says, Courtnee has really hurt me in the past. It's been a tough road with this one. And there were many times I didn't know if my daughter was alive. I wouldn't hear from her for a long time. I'm tired of crying. I want to be happy for her. Like I want this to be a thing, but let's call it what it is. This is crazy. So the shopkeeper comes out and was like, hello, what can I help you with? Oh, are you searching for something special? I've got just the thing. So I was like, okay, you're right. They couldn't have done this in Kohl's. They had to do it in a tiny shop. And so the dresses aren't great. She was like, I don't want to get married in this like club rat outfit, Now here is where she tells us her dream wedding. Why would you like to talk about the dream wedding?
Okay, this bitch tells us that she had a fantasy when she was like in high school of having a wedding that was like starry night themed. And no, not based on like the Van Gogh painting that's like beautiful and like ethereal and like magical. She would like to wear a glow in the dark dress of some sort and have like lighting everywhere, like it's literally outer space. And so I imagine she would have her people come wear silver and they could pretend to be aliens. Like, I don't know. It just, it was just like really very, something so different that I can't even conceptualize what she's talking about. But it does sound like a 13-year-old's idea of a really cool wedding.
Well, I immediately thought, I'm like, so basically she wants the theme to be a Katy Perry concert or a rave. And the way she was talking about my wedding dress, well, actually, how you describe the wedding that you want, what you're wearing is perfect for that. Because it wasn't like a wedding.
No, it's in the basement of the Hampton Inn in the wine cellar. So, I mean, no shade to it. I love a Hampton Inn. So, yeah, she talks about her dream wedding, and then, she's talking to her mom. She's like, I can't do this. Like, we got to go to a real shop for a real wedding dress. Like, this is crazy. And then her mom is just trying to be like, all right, why are we doing this now? Why are you marrying this dude? And then we see, and then Will comes in and she checks out. It's unclear whatever she bought, but she has a big bag of stuff because we skipped that part. So talking to her, he's like, I just mind blowing. I'm so excited. So now they're back in the just covered hotel room, and she says, can you leave because my mom and I are going to get ready, so you don't want to see me, whatever. So she has him this white dress with nary a Spanx in sight. And when she puts the leopard print coat over it, it does look okay. It does look okay. She goes through her scrunchies to get a scrunchie for surely like a paperclip would have done better, but she was getting a full-size scrunchie for a wedding ring.
Why does she have all those scrunchies? Does she make the scrunchies? Did someone in the jail make the scrunchies? Did she trade? Did the people trade her the scrunchies for something else? I was like, that's a lot of fucking scrunchies. What are we back on? I mean, is this like your collection? Is this like Madison and like fucking bracelets? Truly, what was happening there? I didn't understand the scrunchie situation. Also, she earlier on had this really beautiful, I thought, white mohair sweater. Was like that kind of like soft kind where you're like, like your friends had it. Like, I feel like I don't see them that much, but there was a period of time where I saw them all the time, and like maybe my own sensory thing. If I saw it, I'd be like, yes, I'm gonna fucking hug the shit out of you. I'm gonna rub my fingers up and down your goddamn back. I love that kind of mohair sweater. And I was like, why don't you just put that mohair sweater on top of this white dress? Like that makes more sense to me than what she ended up doing, which was a little bit mob wife, like white mob wife. I mean, white dress mob wife with a leopard coat over it. And yeah, like he is just like, I guess so enamored. Like I just love the way she plays with her hair as she scrolls on her phone. It's like
God.
that's I mean, half of me is like, I guess that's poetry. That's like the new kids version of poetry. Like, yeah, that's the way that's your moment of like watching her and appreciating in the moment. She's just scrolling her phone on.
It's gonna get
her
real
hair
old.
is dry. She really needs to cut her hair, and it's like 6 inches of really, really dry straw. Like especially in the confessionals, you can see how oily it is up here and how this is no longer with us.
She just got out.
Well, she just got out in this scene, but who did need to work on their hair was Will, because he did some kind of comb over and looked like Alfalfa from the Little Rascals, sticking up here, kind of slick back there, flip it right here. It was awful. I'm like, what was it? Looked gross. He's wet.
He's like a lurch. So Danny, the sponsor, arrives, and remember Danny from the pickup?
Yep.
Now we did have some people write in DMs on Instagram because Keisha and I were kind of questioning, like, is this appropriate for this much older man to be the sponsor of this like young girl? And I was like, I don't know. I guess if this is somebody that you bonded with that could help you in your sobriety, sure. But lots of people wrote and said, it's very unusual to have a different sex, way older. It would be the same if it was like a young, 19-year-old boy who had like a 48-year-old woman as a sponsor. It really they can't really relate to what your struggle is. So yeah, it's weird. It's strange. So, but Danny arrives and he's the man of honor instead of, he doesn't know what to say. So in the talking head, she says, look, Will is 100% wedding material. He is marriage material. And sure, I could easily see myself spending my life with him. But, I just met him in person yesterday. So yeah, I'm shitting bricks here. I'm shitting bricks. Speaking of poetry. So she walks in with her mom. The whole thing is weird. They start to do the vows, blah, 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 blah. And like what we say when we cover Love is Blind, people say some nice words. And then he says, I do. And then she looks conflicted, but we don't get her answer. We don't know if we're being sharped or not.
Mm-hmm.
We're being sharped.
She's going to say yes.
She's going to say, yeah.
Did they get a license? Did they get a license?
Ooh.
Don't you have to go get a license down at the courthouse?
Do you have to do that first?
You don't have to, but you should. But you should.
I don't know. I have no idea.
But the officiant has to sign the license.
That's right. To say that he witnessed it.
Right.
God, yeah, no, you're right. That all happened. It's also like, I kind of also didn't quite buy, like, it's weird to me that okay, I know they're getting married fast, but he's just like, yeah, I just didn't even tell my family, like no one would come. It's just too expensive for them and like whatnot. I'm like, it just goes to show how there's no one in his life that will vouch for him in this show or his choices and he like knows it, which is why we're not seeing it. Like that's why
one person to come.
And it's like like not your mom, like not so if you've never been married and you're this person and get married, like, I don't know, you've been talking about Courtney, I'm assuming, to your loved ones. I don't know. There's just so much sketch to it. It feels like something where I don't know, or like it feels like it's fake in some way because there's too many holes. And also I said this before in other podcasts, it does feel like Will has just watched so much porn in his life that like I feel scared for Courtney because I don't know if Will has a firm, real grasp on what sex between human beings are.
That's a great point. Yeah. That's a really good point. Yeah.
Oh, I love a man who watches a lot of porn.
Listen, I'm not saying watching porn is bad, or that watching too much porn is right, but there is something to men who are obsessed with watching porn that it starts to permeate their idea of what is real lovemaking and what is like what a woman wants in real time, as opposed to what performance.
Yes. They don't see it as a scene.
Right. And scene. Okay, we're going to end with Joey and Michael And listen, we know this is not going to end well.
Yeah.
No.
It's yeah.
Yeah, and it's not fun because I don't like the way Michael treats Joey.
Joey is so sweet.
Yeah.
And we love his dad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're kind of invested because this is what, their third season?
Just the second. Yeah.
Second.
So they went
Yeah,
from
it does feel like
5
the
to they
third.
went to 5 to 6. Because it was
Wait.
love. It was love during, because Joey was in prison. So they were
Right.
Michael and Joey were love during back in season 5, F or whatever.
Yeah.
And then they rolled over into this new season of Life After Lockup.
Yeah.
Love After Lockup. So they have rolled from 5 to 6. They might have upped their pay a little bit.
Maybe we just got a lot of the parents, because in my mind I''ve seen a lot of Kathy. I don't know if her name is Kathy. We've seen a lot of Michael's mother, and we've seen a lot of Michael's family. And so in my mind, that must have happened in 2 seasons, and then this is now the third one where he's actually out. But yeah, so we first start off with this one where Michael is sitting on the phone talking to his homeboy or lover, maybe both, talking about Joey and how like Joey's uptight. And then Joey walks in and he's like, oh yeah, I'm telling you, this is Jake. He's like, all right, gotta go now, bye, and hangs up. And then he's like, who are you talking to? He's like, Fergie, Jacob. And I'm like, can you explain, is his last name Ferguson? Is his name Jacob Ferguson? And so that's why we're calling him Fergie/Jacob, because to me it's just very confusing. Like, where we're doing that.
Fergalicious. I be up in the gym just working on
all my
fitness.
fitness.
Yeah, I know.
Taste it.
Yeah.
I think it's probably his last name.
Yeah.
Oh.
And so then Joey's like, well, is he a positive influence? And Michael's like, no.
The boy is, if nothing else, Michael is honest about shit.
Yeah.
Oh, that was funny.
Yeah. Yeah. So Joey is like, well, I don't want to be jealous. He's outside in like, in the hallway talking to producers. He's like, I don't want to be jealous, but like, he doesn't, he doesn't want to force things on Michael because he thinks Michael will cut and run. And it's true, Michael will cut and run, because Joey knows that Michael is not trying to get healthy. He has not hit rock bottom at all. He's not close to it. He doesn't give a fuck about it. He's personally giving himself grace for when he does relapse. Like,
yes.
So
He is.
So it's just it's so interesting.
It's hard though, because we know that Michael's an ex-addict. And so Michael, if we're seeing these things, Michael, we know you are, but Michael is just digging himself into a fucking hole of denial. That doesn't really make sense. But he is
Joey?
like,
You mean Joey?
oh, I'm so sorry. First time, yes, Joey. So sorry, yes. Joey, as an ex-addict, knows that Michael isn't doing the things or has the mindset to be healthy. And we know that. And so if we know that, he knows that, but he really, and we saw, of course, the last episode, has no problem just being like, I don't want to believe it. I see, I don't know what I don't see it. And I see it and I don't see it as what I don't know what's real. I do. I don't want to be just like, what the fuck are you talking about? They're going to go to Michael's mom's house to get his car. And Joey's, of course, hyper suspicious. At this point, when they're at the mom's house, Michael says, yeah, a relapse is not the end of the world, as Wah says. And we are like, fuck. And Michael is like grinning and bearing it, white knuckling it. And we're like, buddy, come on. At this point, we also like know Michael has to be back by 10 o'clock. And it's around 6:45. Like, what do we have time for? There's like this dance over of whether they're going to have sex or fuck or have more intimate time. But the truth of the matter is, Michael doesn't want that with Joey. Michael knows that he's not as into Joey as Joey is into Michael. However, Michael knows that he needs Joey right now. And Michael is an addict. And so he is dancing around Joey's absolute devotion to him, which is obviously distasteful and hard for us to deal with.
I'm very sad about the whole thing, because Michael is a total hoe and has told us as such. And he's very happy to be in prison because he can get drugs there. He's got guys there. He's whatever. He doesn't care. So it's sort of like he's been told, you're on the 3 strikes, you're out situation. So if you get caught with drugs again or whatever he got in trouble for before, intent to deliver in drug trafficking 1 year, but that was his second strike. If he gets it again, he's going to be in prison for like 7 years. And he doesn't care. So like you said, he
doesn't care.
he hasn't hit rock bottom. And
Like-
poor Joey.
Prison is Michael's real home.
Mhm.
He's just visiting the outside.
Mhm.
You know, he's on vacation while he's outside. Like, I'm gonna go see this friend, I'm gonna go to this place, I'm gonna fuck this guy, I'm gonna fuck that guy, I'm gonna do this, go that, then I'm gonna go home. So he's just really just biding his time until he goes home. And poor Joey, every week I'm like, just have the breakdown. Have the breakdown so we all can breathe, because it's just like we're all just holding our breath because it's coming.
He's always on the verge of tears. He's always on the verge of tears. Oh,
Yeah.
Yes.
It's interesting that that we had this really emotional moment from Michael earlier in the season where he's just like, I don't deserve to be loved. Like, you know, and my mom has loved me and she's one of the best people in the world, and you know, like all this stuff. And he just, even when he has everything around him, I really think something happened to him. Like he was abused, or there is a catalyst, there is a spark, there is something that he is running from. There was an incident, there is a stepfather, something happened to Michael that put him on this path to where he's like, I cannot do life sober. Like, and the fact that he's like, I just don't know how to do this, I don't want to do it, like I'm not here yet, even though he's surrounded by all these people who love him and are here to support him, he's just like, no, I must be, you know, like high or whatever. And so it's just really it's just like very, you know, sad to see this eventual demise that we're gonna get.
Yeah, it's everything you're saying. It's like we feel for Michael who feels like that he hates himself. There's a idea of self-hatred that he doesn't feel like, almost like worthless or invaluable, that he can see that people love him and that, but they shouldn't. Almost, it sounds like what he's saying. And as he talks about being an addict, he talks about it in a way where he doesn't believe that there is hope for any sort of healing or resolution. His idea of being an addict, and I'm not saying it's wrong because I don't know it and I haven't seen it, is just that there is no hope, that there is a cycle, that it's a futile cycle. So why fight it? And it feels he talks about that. And here we are, though, back at the hotel. Joey then also says a very real truth. And we're like, okay, he says that if Michael lasts a month without relapsing, he would be shocked. He won't go to a meeting. He says no to everything. He's not ready. And we're like, oh, yes. But what we're doing in this very moment, as he's saying this, is waiting for Michael to get to the hotel so that they can go to his brother's house for some reason, because we're still showing off this relationship as being good or healthy, or for the family for some fucked up reason. Like, that doesn't make any goddamn sense. But this thing is this waiting game now that, you know, Michael has to come back to the hotel, and he has a car in order to like go to the brother's house. During this time also, Joey calls his brother to be like, hey, he's not here yet. We're not together, but he's going to come and we're going to get there. And at that moment also, Joey's brother's like, yeah, you know, is it okay if I rib him? And I want to be like, no, buddy.
Yeah.
No, this is not rib. He's too fresh to rib anyone. Like, you just like, nope, don't rib.
Yeah, remember that time you had my brother, you know, smoke crack with you? That was funny. Crazy kids.
Yeah.
No.
I don't know.
I'm just waiting for the meme of Joey looking out the window.
Yeah.
Poor thing, guys.
Yeah.
No,
Yes.
it's terrible.
Yeah.
And I feel bad for Michael's mom, who has obviously dealt with this for years with her son. And that's why she's like, well, nope, he cannot parole here. Nope, we've done that before. And me and my bird, we're going to stay here with my birds. And I'm not. No. And my scooter, no. And so I think we have like 3 more episodes of this show, and then that's it. Then no, never again. He'll be back in prison.
So yes, I haven't got to the final, of course, moment. Wah, do you want to say anything before I get to this? So basically, obviously, hot on the heels of will he, won't he get there in time? Is he somewhere, you know, blah blah blue. He has a car. We do get, God bless, Michael running into the Hamptons in a crisp white shirt, like looking like he's running and is about to sit in a pew on Sunday morning at like 8:59. You're like, oh my God, yes. And you see like joy on Joey's face. And he's like, yeah, I got there. So sorry. Just like, God, I was late. I was just late. It's like, yeah, I had to get this urine test, a UA. And we're like, oh, and he's like, yeah, and I failed. And of course, Joey's like, what? And we get the end of the episode. Now, what the fuck is this moment? Everyone, last thoughts of what you think this moment is.
I think Joey. You think that? So for me, I'm like, Joey's eyes get so big of like, oh my God, we're at the beginning of the 30 days. I thought you wouldn't get high until at least day 16.
Yeah. So you think he did it? You think he's gone out and gotten high?
I always take it at face value. Like I am one who's ready to be sharped at any moment.
Okay, I'm the opposite. I'm like, whatever they just showed us is going to be the opposite. It's going to be like, just kidding. I'm ready to go see your brother. Let's go. Now, by the end of the episode, he'll be face down in a ditch, but for this moment, he's all ready to go and meet the fam.
Yeah. And if he would have failed, I don't think they would have let him go.
Right? Yeah. Well, they just say you can't stay at the halfway house anymore. You broke. Oh,
he did say he got kicked out. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. But wait, that's a great point. He is fresh out of jail. If you have a parole officer and you're staying at a halfway house, and if you have a bad urine test, I'm assuming that they tell your parole officer, and then it's not going to be good. Like, you're right. Like, I don't know what happens exactly after that. If they just suddenly come pick you up, or they transport you like telepathically back to prison. I mean, I'm sure there's like some sort of like routine that happens, but yeah, he definitely is a free person in this moment with a bad P test, and he definitely doesn't open with the information. Sorry, go on.
Well, wait, you know what? I think you guys might be right, only because the white shirt was so crisp and white that it looks like he took time to like iron it, and so maybe he is lying.
It's a hilarious joke. It's a hilarious joke. Is what it is.
Truth and comedy.
Yeah, so that's what I think. Now, what we see for next week is we see Damodrick propose to Quiana with that ring that we earlier said was likely not a real diamond, but beautiful nonetheless, meaningful, belonged to Big Mama, comes out of a cake.
I don't think it's a proposal. I think it's like, here's a promise ring.
But no, it's clearly like an engagement ring. It's like a big diamond ring. He's just shutting her up.
He's using the ring. I don't think he's going to say, will you marry me? I think he's going to say, wear this ring, and I promise not to go fuck my baby mama.
That's romantic.
So she can relax. I don't think I don't feel like it's going to be like a full proposal. That's just me.
We also see Alexis tell Julius, money's getting tight. What's going on with that delivery job? And he goes, you want me to be a delivery boy? And then he says, it's going to be hard for me to get a real job because I already had all that fat money. And then we see lots of pictures of him at age 19, fanning out hundreds, crouching for the camera, as it were. So, yeah, Julius, he doesn't want to work for Uber Eats. He's not.
Nope.
That's it. That's all we saw. That was the only previews we got for next week. I have like 46 couples, and that's all we got. So
no Savannah and Bradley, which is interesting not to have them on the episode and not to even be like, remember them?
There was nothing. I was like, they were on my list of people I was supposed to take notes for, the Bradley with no E. And then we didn't even get them. Because remember, he was on the run. She had called the cops on him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And what's that going to happen with the dentist appointment at 8 a.m.? We don't know.
I was so grateful he wanted to go to the dentist. I was like, this is how you do it. You come out of prison. You want to get your teeth fixed.
Right to the chair, honey. Get a little nos. Makes it nice.
Right to the chair.
What a fun collab. It's been absolutely a dream. And obviously it took us 2 lengthy hours to like talk about this because we obviously need to like, deep dive in here. How fun it is to have like different people watch things and like pick up on things. It's lovely. So we obviously love Pink Shade, and we obviously love Libra Lounge. We obviously are so thankful to have you ladies come on our episode. And obviously we're happy to be on your episode. Just this is a dumb fun show, and it's fun to watch, especially on a like Saturday morning, which is like, it's funny that it comes on Friday night. It's like, to watch it on Saturday is, thank you, Matt Sharp. It's perfect TV programming.
Yes.
It's like Xena Warrior Princess. Remember? That used to come on Saturday mornings too. All right, you
Loved
guys.
it.
Mary Payne, tell us about your socials. Keisha, tell us about your socials. Or Keisha, tell us about your socials. Go.
Everything's the Libra Lounge with Keisha. That's Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. And where did Mary Payne Gilbert go?
She was having issues, so she'll come back in.
Oh, okay.
she was tired. She's like, no, 2 hours is long. I'm out. For DocuSweeties, if you want to support us financially to help us pay the people that we need to pay, you can join us at patreon.com/DocuSweeties. You get it live every first Monday of the month, which is today, Cinco de Mayo, as well as other goodies. So if you want to support your girls financially, please join us at patreon.com/DocuSweeties. But if you can't do that, Chris will show you the free ways you can support us. Chris?
Oh, please go to our social media, type in at DocuSweeties on Instagram or at DocuSweeties on TikTok. We have a Facebook group, the DocuSweeties Podcast Facebook group. We are on YouTube and Substack. Make sure you go subscribe, like, share, engage, and also give us a helpful 5-star review wherever you listen to podcasts. Oh, look who's back, my babes. Hi, MP.
Because I don't know what happened. I hit my elbow and I've
Funny
got
bone.
2 street yards running. Okay. Anyway, hey guys, follow us, Pink Shade at Pink Shade Pod on Instagram, covering Love After Lockup with Keisha. I cover 90 Day Fiance with Kimberly of A Date with Dateline. Thursdays is rotating guests where we talk about Bravo. This week I have John Hill from Radio Andy will be on. And then on the weekends, Amy Archer from Little Miss Recap, we cover 90 Day The Last Resort, except for guess what? They're taking a 3-week break until the hunt for love or whatever the fuck that is. So we're going to cover a documentary this weekend, and that is going to be Sweet Bobby from Netflix.
Ooh.
Nice.
What's Sweet Bobby? Give us a little
It was a really good podcast. It's about like a girl that gets catfished, by this guy named Bobby, and it's wild where the story goes. Wild.
Keisha, do you have any fun Cinco de Mayo plans?
She better with that outfit.
I don't know. Maybe I could talk my husband to buy me, like, I don't know, a Mexican combo with a margarita. I'm going to spread the word so everyone knows what Cinco de Mayo really is about. I had to just educate some people in my house earlier today. So yeah, that's just me and all of my facts. I'm a kind of facts person. Mary
Would you like to
lie?
It's the 4th of July, right? It's their Independence Day?
No, it's...
No.
Are you
What
talking
does
about
it
Cinco
mean?
de Mayo?
Yeah.
You
No.
did not think that. Wait, okay, guys. Anyways, we'll talk to you guys later. Have this conversation offline.
No, I want to know, Keisha, what are your facts?
It was their victory over the Second French Empire.
Okay, well, she's not completely wrong.
No, she is completely wrong. What are
Chris,
you
come
talking
But
back.
it is not their Independence Day.
It is absolutely
But
not their Independence
hold on.
Day.
But I'll give you one. My brother's fiance, who is Mexican, said the same goddamn thing.
That's crazy.
Okay.
Anyways, you guys, we'll talk to you later. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.